Hey, good morning, everyone. Can anyone confirm audible or not? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, guys? Can you hear me? Yeah. So where we stopped in the last class? Where we stopped in the last class? What we discussed? Where we stopped in the last class? Okay. Yesterday we discussed about call, apply, bind methods or not. Can anyone tell me why we go for call, apply, bind methods? Why we go for call, apply, bind methods? Huh? By using call, apply, bind methods, we can call a function, right? We can call a function, yes. By making your own object is available like a current object or not. Your own object is available like a current object or not. So by using call, apply, bind methods, we can call a function by making your own object is available like a current object. But it is applicable for, okay, yesterday we discussed about, okay, the arrow functions. Arrow functions. Is it possible to change the context of my arrow functions? Is it possible to change the context of my arrow functions directly? No, right? Okay, it is not possible or not. Okay, can anyone answer this question? I have a function is there, function f1, function f1 is there. Okay, in this particular function f1, I am going to place like console.log of this. Okay, now if I call like this f1.call of, okay, x 100, what's my answer? X 100, what's my answer? My answer is what? My answer is what? Okay, yes, perfect. My x 100 is my answer or not? Now, okay, just I want to do one thing. Just I want to do one thing. Okay, I want to change this particular normal function to arrow function. Can anyone tell me the equivalent arrow function for this? Constant or f1 or var, you know, var f1 or f1, no problem. Okay, this is my arrow function or not? Okay, inside this arrow function, okay, this is my arrow function. Inside this arrow function, if you want to print console.log of this, yes, you can print it. That is not an issue, right? Now, if I call my f1 of x, okay, 1000, what's my answer? What's my answer by default? It is like window or not. Is it possible to change? Is it possible to change this particular context? Is it possible to change the context of my arrow functions? Okay, arrow functions, is it possible to change the context? No, right? Yes or no? It is not possible to change the context or all are agreed? It is not possible to change the context or not. Yes or no? Okay, now you can ask a question. Hey, why? Why? What is the reason behind that? Okay, what is the default behavior of my arrow functions? Why it is not allow you to change the context of that particular, okay, arrow function? It is not allow. Why? That is my question. So can anyone tell me? Now if I write like this, f1 dot apply of, okay, x 1000, again, what's my answer? Is it like applied or not applied? Is it applied or not applied? Not applied, right? Window only or not? Okay, if I write like this, bind, okay, of x, okay, 100 or 10, what's my answer? What's my answer? What's my answer? Bind method returns me what? Bind method returns me what? Bind method returns me a function, right? First, that is the function. Okay, now if you want to call that function, how we can call it? If you want to call that function, how we can call it? Like this, again, you can call it. Now the answer is what? Window only or not? Window only or not? Is it possible to change? Is it possible to change the context anywhere? No, right? Okay, it is not possible to change the context. Why? What is the default behavior? We'll discuss now. Okay. Now, can we check it programmatically now? Yes, go with inspect it. Now, can I dock left side? Yes. Go to console. Yes. Yeah. Now, constant f1 or n1 is equals to one arrow function like this, console dot log of this, console dot log of this. Can I call my f1? Yes, it's like window or not. Okay, if it is like normal function, I am able to change the context. So why it is not change the context before discussing this topic? What is lexical scope in JavaScript? Anyone knows what is lexical scope in JavaScript? Lexical scope in JavaScript. What is lexical scope in JavaScript? Anyone knows lexical scope in JavaScript? Very simple thing. I'm going to give one example. You only define that. Okay, I have one function is there, f1. Okay, in this there has one more function is there, f2. Syntactically valid or invalid? Syntactically this is valid or invalid? Come on. Syntactically this is valid or invalid? I have a function inside this one. There has one more function is there, syntactically valid or invalid? Okay, 200% valid. 200% valid. Okay, now here, okay, first f1 take one argument A, f2 take one argument B. Okay, now here I'm going to write like console dot log of A plus B. Console dot log of A plus B. Okay, here, okay, you can call f2 or whatever you want, you can do it. That's not an issue. Okay, now f2 of 10, whatever you want. Now tell me, what is my output? What is my output? What is my output? What is my output? Very simple. Don't think more. You are calling f1. You are calling f1. F1 first statement is what? One function. Okay, just you can load it. Second statement is what? f2 you are calling. f2 you are calling means this function only you are calling. Okay, so my 10 value hold with B. So B value 10. Now f1 100, A value 100 you pass it, right? A value 100, 100 plus 10 is nothing but what? 110 or not. So my point here is the inner function is f2 can access the parent scope members as well as my children own members also, their members also or not? Yes or no? Yes or no? My f1 access, okay, only f1 members. Only f1 members. Inside of the f1 I can access A. Is it possible to access B? Is it possible to access B? No, inside f1. But inside f2 it is a children. It is loaded inside f1. So my f2 can access f1 members as well as my f2 own members also or not? Yes or no? It's the default behavior only, right? My children get the properties from parents simply. Yes or no? Same like that here also. My f2 gets some values from my f1 or not? My f1, whatever the values are there, my f1 scope is nothing but in this particular area. In my f1, whatever the values are there in this particular area, including parameters, that can access by f2 or not. This is the default behavior only or not? Yes or no? Okay, whenever the child owns the parent scope, whenever the child owns the parent scope, okay, that time I can say the children have, okay, the behavior called as a lexical scope behavior. Here in this particular code snippet, whatever my parent has, okay, here where c equals to 20, A plus B plus C works or not? My f2, okay, owns my f1 scope. That's the reason whatever my f1 contains, okay, my f2 can access it or not. My f1 contains what? A member, so A can access. f1 contains C member, C can access. My own members also can access B. Yes or no? Here my function f2 owns my parent scope or not. It's treated like my parent scope as like my own scope. My parent space is like my own space. In that space, whatever it has, I can access it or not. Like that, who fields? My children fields or not? That behavior we can say like what? Lexical scope behavior. So whatever the next level scope is there, that is owned by f2 here or not? My f1 scope owned by f2 or not? All are okay. This kind of behavior, wherever you see, that is, we can say like what? Lexical scope behavior, we can say terminology wise. All are okay. It owns the next level scope, simply you can say. It owns the next level scope. All are okay. Come on. Agreed with me? Lexical scope behavior is nothing but, okay, any member owns the parent. Okay, next level member scope. We can say that particular member have the lexical scope behavior. Owns the next level scope. Okay, then. Now, come on. This is my, this is what? Arrow function. This arrow function where I'm executing? This arrow function where I am executing. Come on. In the console. Can I say my console is a parent for my arrow function at this moment? Come on. Can I say my console is a parent for this particular arrow function? Why? Because I'm executing or my arrow function inside the console now. Yes. So what is the scope for my console? Okay, what is my scope? Scope is nothing but space. In that space, what is the value for the this? What is the value for this in my console? In my console, what is the value for this? Window or not? So my arrow functions, okay, where is my arrow function? This is my arrow function. My arrow function by default having which scope? You know, lexical scope behavior. My arrow function by default having which scope behavior? Lexical scope behavior. So directly it owns what? Parent scope. So from my parent, my this is, okay, my this is what? Window. That is owned by whom? F1 or not? Got my point? Yes or no? Okay, my parent given something to me, I am using. Okay, now if anybody trying to change that one, first of all, what I have to tell? Okay, hey, it is given by my parent. You can ask my parent. Okay, if he is ready to change. Okay, first of all, change there. Okay, so that I can take it from my parent. Like that, you have to tell or not? Yes or no? Got my point? Some property I am using. Okay, that is coming from my parent. Okay, my parent given. Somebody want to change that one. Somebody want to do something on that particular property. Then what you have to do? You should not take your own decision. This is given by my parent. You can ask him. If you want to do something, you can do there. So that from there I can take it. Like this, you have to tell or not. Yes or no? Same thing is happened here. So I am having the behavior called as a lexical scope behavior. So I own my parent scope. Okay, I own my parent scope. In that parent scope, this is there. This is pointing to window. If you are trying to change by using call or apply or bind, okay, I am not allowed. Why? Because this is scope. This is not mine. This is taken from where? I taken from where? Come on. I taken from where? This value I taken from where? Okay, taken from my parent. Parent is nothing but from my console I taken. So from my console I have the window. You are trying to change here only. So don't I don't want to allow. So if you want to really change in the parent. Change in the parent so that I can take it from my parent or not. Like that. Okay, it is going to behave. All are okay? Agreed. By default, this behavior having whom? By default, this behavior having whom? For my arrow functions or not. Now let me write something like this. Function. Okay, listen careful. Okay. Yeah. Console.log of. Listen. Now you can get some more idea. If I run my F1, what's my output? Everyone knows window. Okay. Is it possible to change the context? Is it possible to change the context for normal functions? Possibility there or not there? Tell me. Yes, there you can change it. Now listen careful. Okay. It returns what? It returns what? Otherwise, F2. Okay, so you are calling my F2. Okay, here console dot log of this. Okay, this is my parent, I can say. Okay, this is my F2, I can say. This is my F1, I can say simply. Okay, now see, if I call my F1, if I call my F1, tell me answer. console.log of f1 of this. Okay, by default, my scope. Okay, my current context is what? Window. Okay, this is my f2. F2 default behavior is what? Default behavior is what? Come on, it's an arrow function. Owns the parent scope. Who is the parent? F1. My parent scope, this is pointing to what? Window only. So that my F2 also, this is pointing to window or not. Both are windows only. Yes or no? Is it possible to directly change this F2 context? No, it is not possible. If you want to change it, whose context I have to change? F1 dot call of F1 dot call of x100. If I change, then that time that scope is owned by whom now? The parent scope is owned by whom? F2. So my F2 scope also changed or not? All are okay? Come on. Okay, but it is not possible to change the scope directly to my F2 or not. F2 is an arrow function. It is always owns the next level scope. The F2 arrow functions having the behavior, which behavior? Lexical scope behavior or not? All arrow functions. Yes or no? All are okay? Agreed with me? Okay, this is the difference you have to tell, like a normal functions and arrow functions. Normal functions scope, we can change it. The current context, we can change it. Arrow functions current context, we are not able to change or not. Yes or no? Agree with me? Okay, here, this is like a normal function. Okay, scope can change or not. Okay, normal functions scope can change. Okay, arrow function scope can change or not? Arrow functions scope are you able to change? Are you able to change? Not able to change or not? Arrow function scope, we are not able to change. How we can change? We are not able to change. Not able to change. Why we cannot change? By default, my arrow functions having which scope? Okay, which behavior? Arrow functions are having lexical scope behavior or not? By default, arrow functions having lexical scope behavior or not. Okay, that's the reason we are not able to change. Okay, if you want to change the arrow function current context, how we can change it? If you want to change the arrow functions current context, how we can change it? Come on, how we can change it? You have to change the parent scope or not? You have to change the parent scope or not? Then only. By default, my arrow functions having the lexical scope behavior. It owns the parent scope or not? It owns the parent scope or not? Okay, if you want to change, what do you have to do? If you want to change, what do you have to do? If you want to change the scope of arrow functions, how we can change it? Come on, directly it is not possible. Directly it is not possible by using call, apply, bind. Okay, how we can change it? How we can change it? If you want to change the scope of arrow functions, okay, we should have to change the scope of my parent or not. You have to change the current context of your parent or not. Agreed with me? All are okay? Yes or no? Any questions, anyone? Come on. Anyone have any questions? Very, very important. Okay, you can unmute and talk.
Sir, one question.
Yeah.
So we are saying arrow functions owns the parent scope, but even the general normal functions also owns the parent scope, isn't it?
Yes, we can. It owns by default, but the thing is, normal function scope we can change.
Correct.
Okay, they're written by default like that, but arrow functions we can't.
Exactly. So yeah, so I totally agree that we cannot change the context for the arrow. But the first point where we are saying arrow functions by default owns the parent scope, in reality, not only arrow functions, even any function owns the parent scope.
Yeah.
Cool.
We cannot change that scope. Okay, it
Yeah,
owns
that's right.
parent scope.
Yeah.
We cannot change.
Yeah, for arrow we cannot change. For normals,
change.
yes, can say. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we cannot change directly. We cannot change the scope of arrow functions, right? Scope of arrow functions. Okay, directly we cannot change, right? If you want to change, then the time you have to go with what? If you want to change the current context, okay, of arrow functions, we should have to change what? By parent scope or not?
Yes,
Yeah.
and one more question, please. So for normal function, we can change the scope through call, apply, bind methods.
Yes.
However, for arrow functions,
Mhm.
even with them, you cannot change unless you change the parent scope, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that's the only difference, right? Otherwise, it's like simpler syntax, but the difference is you can't change their context, you have to change parent
Yeah,
context.
that is only the main difference. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And one other thing, like when do we use which function here? Like when do you go for call, bind, and apply? So yeah, that is yet to come.
Yeah, the thing is, in the past we used like class components. Okay, then that time frequently we need to change the context of the function. Change the context of the function. Okay, for example, I have the function, this one. Function F1. This one I placed like inside the class components not yet done, right? Okay, that time you can understand more. Okay, very simple. This particular function, okay, I placed inside one class. By default, it is not. Okay, but inside this, okay, if you have an idea on classes, you can say, here I have one function is there. Here I have one function is there, or one more function is there. Okay, where exactly we are using this call, apply, bind methods. Okay, now here one render method is there in the class components. Okay, here, okay, return one div, okay, and place your div. Okay, now here I have one button is there. For example, close my button. Okay, this is the JSX class component, which is extends from React component. Okay, this is not yet discussed. We'll discuss React component. Sample code I'm writing. Here I'm going to write like one on click equals to F1. One on click equals to F1. See, if you observe, if it is like a normal function, it takes the scope or not. Yes or no? This is executing inside the class.
Yes.
But my question is, if you want to execute, if you want to take this particular render function scope, if you want to take it, it is not by default, right? But this F1 takes which scope? A scope or render scope? Now at this moment, A scope, right? My question is, here I want to take this particular render method scope. Okay, parent scope only. If you want to own it, then that time can I make this one like a arrow function?
Yeah.
Arrow function. Otherwise, you have to do some extra code is like what? Here you have to bind your current scope, this scope or not, this particular render scope or not. Either you can go with this one approach. Another one is like by default, if you want to own it, you have to make this F1 is like what? Arrow function or not. Got my point?
Yeah, and one question. Yeah, that's great. It clarifies. So if we go with F1 dot bind of this, can I use the keyword this in F1 directly?
F1 dot bind of this instead of this one. You want me to use like this?
Yeah, if we use this way, so does it mean?
No. Why? Because in React, the handler method, okay, this is the handler method, right? It is always expecting a method, not a method call. Okay, syntax. Okay, that is our next level discussion.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, that
Okay.
makes sense.
Any other questions, anyone?
So here we discussed bind.
Yeah.
And yet to discuss call and apply. But yeah, of course, we will discuss as we go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, shall we move to the next topic? Any questions, anyone? Important. Okay, there multiple times they are going to ask what is call, what is apply, what is bind, why we go for call, apply, bind, where exactly we used. Okay, that type of questions you may get it. Okay, can you answer this question? Function f1. Okay, here I'm going to write like var a equals to 10. Okay, console.log of a. Console.log of a. So now if I call my f1, everyone knows the output is like, yeah, everyone knows, right? You created a var, okay, a variable with var data type. Yes, you can use it. You can use it. Okay, the scope of this particular a inside my f1 only you declared, so you can inside f1 only you can use it. So can I use my a outside this? Can I use my
No.
a outside the f1? Is it possible or not possible?
Not possible.
Not possible, right? Exactly, it's not possible. Why? You declared this particular variable inside this function. It is acting like a local variable to this particular function or not? Okay, the local variable scope is what? Okay, inside this function only or not? Yes or no? So my answer is like what? A is not defined. Everyone knows that. Yes or no? So if you declare a variable with var data type inside the function, the scope of the variable is what? Inside the function, wherever you want, you can use it or not. Can I say it is like a functional scope, the data type? I already told you. In JavaScript, there is no type for the variables, but there are some data types are there where left constant. Those are not represents the type of the data. It is tells something the behavior of the variable or not. Here, if you declare a variable with the var data type, this particular variable I can use, okay, within the function wherever you want or not. Got my point? If you declare a variable with var data type inside the function, that particular variable acting like a function scope variable within the function wherever you want, you can use it. Got my point? Now here, if I delete this var is not there now. Now can I run my f1? Yes. Okay. Now if I try to access here, are you able to access or not? See this. Are you able to access or not? Come on, are you able to access or not? Now tell me, without var, if you declare one variable that is inside the function or outside the function, wherever it is, okay, it is acting like what? The scope of that particular variable is like a within the function, it is like a global.
Global.
It's like a global or not. So without var, if you declare one variable, means that particular variable after execution is turned to be like a global variable or not. If you declare a variable within this particular function, okay, then that particular variable behavior is like what? Functional scope variable. Within the function only we can use it or not. Agreed with me all? Are yes or no? Okay, now if I write like this, var name equals to Sachin. If name equals to Sachin, okay, I want var a equals to 10. Okay, what's my answer? What's my answer?
A is undefined.
A is undefined. 10 only, right? Why? I already told, right? If any variable you declared with var data type inside the function, the scope of that variable what? Inside the function or not? Functional scope. Okay, now var name, I can use name wherever you want in this particular function, you can use it. Name equals to Sachin, yes, condition satisfied. Var a equals to 10, you declared one more variable with var data type. If it is like var data type, the scope is what? Functional scope, right? That means within the function wherever you want, you can use it or not. Yes or no? So can I use my a in the function only, right? Possible or not possible? Possible. So my value is like what? 10 or not? Rita?
Yeah.
Yes or no? Okay, now instead of var, if I change it to, okay, let now. Let. What's my answer? Only one place I changed. What's my answer? Will it change anything? Will it change anything? Okay, no, nothing. Okay, why no? See this. Okay, let the name you created here. Okay, so immediately I use name equals to 10. Yes, no problem. Okay, where a equals to 10, it's a function scope. So within the function, wherever you want, you can use it. Okay, slight change I want to do. Here also let know. Here also let know. What's my answer? Here also let know. What's my answer? What's my answer?
10.
10. Okay, now can I call my F1? Okay, can I change this one? Okay, sometimes it is going to take the caching. Okay, the same code can I execute? Yes.
Now undefined. Okay.
Same code can I execute? Can I write my F1? What's my answer? What's my answer?
A is not defined.
A is not defined or not. Why? If it is like where it is working, if it is like let it is not working. Why let is not working means where, okay, if you declare a variable, okay, with where the scope of that particular variable is what? Functional scope. Wherever you declare inside the function, you can use it. But if you come to the letter, it is a block level scope. Okay, having the behavior like a block level. Block is nothing but curly brace, open and close. See, you declared one variable letter. In which block you declared? In which block? This one and this one. This is the block, right? With respect to name. Yes or no? So this name I can use in this block wherever you want. Open and close means in this block wherever you want, you can use name. But come to this one, let a equals to 10. This a you declared which block? This block or not? Curly brace open and close. So the scope of this particular a in this block only. Outside this one, can I use it? No, right? It is having which scope? Block level scope behavior.
It's
Yeah.
like local and instance variable, right?
Yeah, you can say like, okay, within the block, okay, that is, don't say like function, it is like a local, don't think like that. Open curly brace and closing curly brace in between, if you declare the scope is open and close in between.
Okay.
Got my point? Here you declared a. Okay, now the scope is what? This one. This curly brace in this between, okay, open and close. In this particular block only you can use a. But am I use a in this block or outside the block? Outside.
Outside.
Okay, then that time can
So
I
you have to move that up by 1 line to make it work.
again?
You have to move it up by 1 line to make it work.
Yes, obviously. Okay, now the same code, if I write like this, okay, can I cut this one? Can I paste here? Now
10.
it should work. It should work. Got my point? Okay, so this particular a variable scope is what now? This one. In this block, wherever you want, you can use it. This particular name scope is what? This block. Okay, don't say like functional scope. This block scope. Block means open curly brace and closing curly brace. In this one, wherever you want, you can use the name. In this particular block, wherever you want, you can use a as well as what? Name also or not? Why? Because, okay, name is what? Name scope is this much, right? This much space. Agreed? Yes or no?
Yes.
So my variable, if you declared with where inside the function, okay, wherever you want, you can use that particular where. It's like a functional scope behavior, you can get it. If my variable you declared like let, by using let data type, the behavior of that particular variable is like what? Block level scope. Okay, within that particular block, open curly brace and closing curly brace, in between, in that particular space only, we can use that particular variable. Okay, so where is like a having functional scope behavior, let is having block level scope behavior or not. Okay, can I use, okay, refresh the page. Sometimes you may, okay, get the previous values. That's the reason. Okay, refresh the page and execute the code. Okay, then the time you can get like exact values. Okay, now let me change it to constant now. Let me change it to constant. What's my output?
A is not okay.
Yeah. Now
10.
It's
Yeah.
10 only.
perfect. Okay, now
10 only.
10.
10 only. Okay.
Oh,
So My constant
Oh, constant is
black cloud
block
scope
level.
only. The difference between let and constant is we cannot change the value of the variable once you declare it as a constant. But let value we can change it. Okay. For example, let the name equals to Sachin. Okay. If name equals to Sachin, can I say like name equals to Dhoni?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now what is my name? Okay. Here, what is my name?
Dhoni.
Dhoni.
Okay, Dhoni. Why? Because, okay, if you observe here the name, you declared in this particular block, in this block, whatever you want to do, you can do it. Those are affected in, you can use in this particular scope or not. Okay, the same thing if you define like this. Now, my name declared like a constant. Constant also having which scope? Block level scope or functional scope? Block,
Functional.
Block level.
block level scope.
Level.
Okay, now the name you can use in this particular block. Okay, now can I run this one? What is my output?
Cannot change.
Okay, now say this assignment to constant variable. One error you can get it or not. Let and constant both are like same behavior, but the thing is let value we can change it, but my constant value we cannot change. Now you got some idea, right? Where let constant the behavior wise. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, then now let's go with the first program. Okay, whatever the concepts we discussed, I want to apply now. Okay, where is our first program is what? Hello, right? Hello.html. Now I don't want normal function. I want to go with arrow function now. So how we can? Come on, how we can? Arrow function. Open and close. Open and close. What is the function name? What is the function name?
F1.
Yeah.
App.
Yeah. Okay. Now, if it is like app, can I return this value? You should have to return or not. Okay. How can I delete this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it is going to work or not? Check. Open with live server. Okay, it should work.
Shooter.
Okay. This is the one. Okay. Can I check it? Okay. We'll see. Now, if you do, you want me to leave like this? Do you want me to leave like this? Come on. Do you want me to leave like this? If you leave like this, okay, anyone, okay, can change the value or not? Yes or no? Anyone can change the value or not? Now tell me, you declared like this. After that, if I run app equals to 10, line number 13, what is my app value? Line number 13, what is
10.
my
10.
10, right? Okay, after that only here we are using app value is like 10. Okay, but I am expecting like a component, right? Then
Hello
you
all.
want me to allow this value change? You want me to allow
So
the app value
make
change?
it
No, right?
make it as constant, right?
Then the time
Constant.
can I make it like constant? Now onwards. Okay, once you declare this particular component with the arrow functions, okay, don't allow other people to change it or not. Got my point? Now can I run? Agreed or no? Can I change the next one box? Tell me here. Constant box open
Box.
close. Okay, it's take how many arguments? Same thing. It's take one argument like a props. Can anyone tell me what is prop? What is prop?
Argument.
It's argument only. React.
Call is 1, 2, 3.
In React, if anybody
Object.
asks, can you tell me what is props? What is your answer?
Parameter passing.
Store the data.
The data which is coming from outside to my component. If you want to hold the data, that is possible by using props or not. Here, parameter only. But terminology wise, we are holding the
Right.
coming from outside to my box component or not. Agreed?
Yeah.
We are holding the data which is coming from outside. See this number one and carrier coming from where? App component to which component? Box or not? This data, if you want to hold it in my box component, how we can hold? By using props or not? Got my point?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here, how we can change it? Constant app This is my function. That's it. Simple change. All are okay? Here, I don't want to allow them to change. My name equals to this. Okay, here, constant app is equals to, this is my arrow function or not. Why constant? I don't want to allow other people to change my function, okay, this particular value or not. Okay, here also same change, constant players. Okay, this is my argument. Okay, here some props it is expecting. Okay, now here constant app equals to, this is my arrow function. Done? Is it okay? Now here also change, same change, right? Constant, my player equals to what? Okay, this is my function representation. This function body is this one. Now this is my function constant app. Okay, assigned with an arrow function or not. Done. Color okay? Okay, then perfect. Shall we go with the next concept? Yes, let's start. Now I want to discuss like function f1 is there. Okay, it's take 2 arguments. Okay, console.log sum, you can take it, sum. Now a plus b. Okay, now this function works for what? To find the sum of 2 numbers or not. Okay, if I write like 1, 2, yes, you can get the proper output. Is it possible to find the sum of 3 numbers with this function? Is it possible?
No, only 2 numbers.
Only exactly 2 numbers sum only we can find it or not. Now I want to find the sum of 3 numbers. Then what you have to do? There is no other option for us. You have to create one more function sum 3, a comma b comma c, and a plus b plus c. Yes or no? Now I have sum of 2 numbers functionality, I can handle it. Sum of 3 numbers functionality also I can handle it or not. Now I want 4, I want 5, I want 10, I want 20. Then how many functions you need to write if you follow this approach? If you follow this approach, how many functions we need to write? Come on.
N numbers.
Only one operation you have to write one function or multiple functions you have.
Yeah, not good.
Okay, is it recommended one? 200%, it's not recommended one. Can you do one thing? Can you handle how many parameters you are passing? Okay, we can think later about the functionality. How many parameters you are passing? Can you hold that parameters with a single variable, okay, single parameter, single argument inside the function? This sum function hold 2 values only. This function hold 3 values only. If I put like 4, it is not able to hold. If I put like here 5, it is not able to hold. But I need a function which can hold any number of parameters. Like that, can you write a function? I need a function which can hold any number of parameters. A, 1 parameter only. B, 1 value. C, 1 value. I don't want like that. It should hold any number of parameters. Then how? Then we have, okay, one operator is there, rest parameter. One parameter we can say rest parameter dot number. If I write like this, my f1 you not pass anything, so no value. F1 if you pass one value. F1 if you pass like, okay, like this, these many values, at least you are able to hold it or not. We can think about the functionality later. Yes or no? Come on.
Yes.
Now my function can hold any number of parameters or not. If you have, okay, this particular number is which type? By saying this number is which type?
Integer type here.
One, the number you are printing, the number is type, array type or not. So how many values you passed? All the values in the array format now. So I have an array now. Here I have an array. Tell me how we can get the data from the array. By using index I can get it, right? Everyone knows for loop, right? At least. Okay, how we can get? Where my sum equals to 0. Next, for where I equals to 0, I less than number dot length, I plus plus. Can I write like this? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
now my sum equals to, come on,
Sum
number
of
of
I.
I.
Okay.
And finally, can I get my console dot log of what?
Sum.
Now, my F1, you not pass anything, 0. My F1, you pass 1. My Fn, you pass 2, 3, like this. Okay, now my Fn, what do you pass? Okay, why this is like error?
Sum is equal sum
Sum
plus.
equal to
Yes, right.
sum plus
Okay,
number.
the previous value you have to add it or not? Sum plus, right? Now it's okay. Now it should work or not? Yes or no? If you want to hold multiple values, okay, in your function argument or function parameter, then you can go with what? Rest parameter or not. Now, fn dot call, if you observe here, my second argument is what now? My second argument is what now? Right. My first argument is what? Come on, my first argument is what? Okay, which object you want me to make it available like a current object? That is the first argument. My second argument is what? On a rest parameter or not. So you can pass any number of values, they can hold it or not. Yes or no? Come on. Agree with me? Can you keep on mute? Okay. Now, if I write like this, is it valid or invalid? Function fn dot number x comma y. Is it valid or invalid? First, the syntax is valid or invalid?
Syntax is valid.
Syntax is valid or invalid? Invalid. Why you know? See, in future, if you pass some arguments to the f1, every value hold with number. Okay, did these values, did x and y get chance to hold any value in future in their life? In their life,
No.
never, right?
Yeah.
Okay, these are like unreachable or not. Okay, so if you use rest parameter in your function, that is always lost. Got my point? Okay, if I put here, then that time xy will never get the values. So if I write like this, then that time, okay, whatever the remaining values are there, those remaining values my number can hold or not. So always make sure syntactically my rest parameter should be what? Lost parameter of your function or not. Got my point?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, this is like invalid syntax. This is like invalid syntax. Okay, so make sure my rest parameter always like what? Okay, lost parameter. Okay, always like a lost parameter or not. Okay, if you make it work, okay, this should be a lost parameter. Dot number. 3 dots mandatory. 3 dots mandatory. Color okay? Okay, then the next one. Yeah. So I have an object. Okay, how we can create an object? Everyone knows, right? How we can create an object? Tell me. Constant obj equals to, come on, this is my object. Object contains what? Object contains what?
Key value.
Key value pairs or not. My key is like this one, and my key to value, how we can differentiate? By using colon. One key value to another key value, how we can differentiate? One key value to another key value, how we can differentiate?
Comma.
By using comma or not.
Yep.
Okay, now my address is this one. My location is like Mumbai, and my pin equals to something like this. Okay, the next one is like centuries, is like test hundreds. Okay, like this. Okay, is retired is like true. So this, my object contains key value pairs. Okay, my key is like always static. My value type can be anything or not. Here, what is my value type? String. Here, what is my value type?
Float
In number
Here, what
or
is my
integer.
array.
It is an object or not? Here, what is my value type? It is
Array.
here my value type is like Boolean or not.
Boolean, yeah.
Both are like static. My value can be any type or not. Okay, this is my OBJ. Now I want to access Mumbai and PIN. So how we can access it? Okay, first access 20,000. How we can access it?
Object
Object
dot
dot
runs.
Dot const.
By using dot notation or by using square bracket notation, we can access it. So how we can access OBJ dot
Runs.
runs
Runs.
20,000. If you want to access Mumbai, how we can access it?
Obj.
OBJ is an object. If you want to access the members by using dot notation, one of the member called as the address I want. Again, address also which type?
Object.
Object.
Object
From
type.
that object, if you want to retrieve the data,
Dot.
use
Dot.
dot notation or square bracket notation. It's a kind of chaining or not.
Yes.
Okay. If you observe these two statements, this statement performing three operations. If you observe, what are those? First, looking for OBJ. Next, in the OBJ, 100 properties are there. For example, looking for which one? Address. In the address, 100 properties are there. Looking for what? LOC on. So three operations it is performing, right? The same thing, if you observe, again it is looking for what? OBJ. Again it is looking for what? Address. In the address, it is looking for what? PIN, right? Yes or no? So here and here, okay, two operations are like common, right? First two operations, yes or no? Then the time you want me to repeat those two operations again and again, is it the recommended one? Yes, you got the exact output, I agree. But is it the recommended one? No, right? Yes or no? Here you are performing the operation obj.add common operation or not on my object. Okay, so I don't want to perform this operation multiple times. Why I need every time? Why I need to search for obj? Why I need to search for add every time? Why I need? Is there any other option? Is there? Yes. Up to here, it is like a common, right? Yes or no? So
Yes.
common object, you can get it first. This is my common object. Agreed with me? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. From this object, which properties you want me to take it? Which properties you want me to take it? Come on. Which properties you want me to take it? One property like LOC, another property is what? PIN.
PIN.
You are performing the retrieving operation. Then the time you want me to allow other person to change it? Come on.
No, constant.
Constant. Now, can I see my location? Can I see my PIN? Yes or no? How many times
Yes.
perform this operation? obj.add. Come on.
Only one time.
Only one time or not. This is called as object destructuring. Okay, from the object, from any object, you are performing retrieving operation, retrieving some properties. Okay, multiple times you are searching for the object multiple times, like this obj.add multiple times you are searching, right? Okay, from that particular object, common object, you can get it. From that common object, can we destruct the properties which you want? This is called as what? Object destructuring. Can I use this concept in our program now? Now tell me. Okay, otherwise you can see here. See, props.no, props.yellow, props.ar. How many times you are looking for the props? Tell me. How many times you're looking for the props?
3 times.
3 times. 3 times. You want like that? You want me to looking for props 3 times? No. Okay, so which property, that means which object you want to get the properties? Take that object. From that object, which properties you want? Come on, which properties?
NLR.
L.
You want me to allow to do the changes on that
No.
values? No. Can I make it like constant? No. I don't want props.l, props.n, props.r like that. Can I go with this?
Yes.
This is called as what? Object.
Object restructure.
Now, can I run this one? Yes, obviously you should have to get the proper output. Now onwards, okay, can you use object destructuring in your program? Okay, so for good.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so you asked for notes, right? So I'm using this website, kalamschools.com. Okay, can you open this website? Okay, in this website, just you can click on your batch link. Okay, 9 a.m. So you can find the notes there. Okay, you can download that notes. Download is not working properly. Okay, I will make it work. Okay, for now you can go through that notes. Okay, I'll add some extra points what is required. Okay, are you able to access that one 9 a.m.?
Yes, able to access him.
Yeah. Okay. So working people you can drop. Remaining people, anyone have any questions?
From here, our class notes will be updated and not today class.
No, not today class programs we are going to upload. Here only text.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Hi, sir. Good.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a follow-up here. When will we complete this complete React course? It's
React
only
course.
React. Only
Okay.
React. Only React, sir. With no TypeScript next day. Only React topic.
Yeah, it may take like 1 month.
It's 1 month.
Yeah. From now it's like 1 month more. Okay, 40 days maximum.
Yeah, okay. Total complete course duration within 2 months.
Our goal is like August 10.
August ending.
Yes.
Yeah.
August
When
10.
will, yeah, sir, where will we get the program, sir? In Google Classroom is not there.
Second.
Right now. Where is the program, sir? In Google Classroom, there is no program.
Yeah, I told right. The programs in the class what we discussed here also in this website also I'm going to add the programs. Okay. Okay. In the uijavakit.com, from the uijavakit.com, you can get the class programs. Whatever we discussed in the class, from here you can get it from the React.js. Okay, from here you can get day-to-day classes. Okay. So for last 2 days we not discuss any programs, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the reason I didn't upload anything. Okay, just you can click on this one, you can get the previous programs, whatever day 1 to till today.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Okay. Okay then. Any questions, anyone? Okay, Sunday we didn't take any class. Sunday we didn't take any class. Last Sunday we didn't take any class.
Sir, I mailed you for any consultancy, but I didn't get it.
Yeah, if I get it, I can share that information. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Need to check. Any questions, anyone? All good? Okay, so if you want to put some experience, as I said, every day I'm telling, complete HTML and CSS first. Complete HTML, CSS from uijavakit.com. Okay, all CSS concepts like selectors, positions. Okay, what is box model? How many ways we can apply? Some CSS extra properties, media queries, all this stuff you can complete. HTML and CSS once you complete, whatever the JavaScript topics we discussed, those JavaScript topics you can. Those JavaScript topics you can. Okay. Agreed. So JavaScript and React every day you have to prepare. JavaScript and React every day you have to prepare. Okay, if you have any questions, just let me. So for what we discussed, those topics only you can complete. Those topics only you can practice multiple times. Don't touch the new topics. Okay. Anyway, we are going to cover each and everything. So focus on what things we covered multiple times. That one only you can practice it. Comfort with that topics. Okay. If you have any questions, just you can drop a mail. Okay. So I'm going to add some notes here. Okay, you can go through this one. If anytime you want, just you can open this one. Okay, previous classes, all the notes, running notes kind of thing, you can find here. Okay. Okay, if you want to add some other things, you can give me that content so that I can add. That would help to remaining people. Yeah, download. It is download as a PDF only, but it is okay. There has an issue with this. Okay. I'm working on that one. It is going to download first page only. Okay, I need to work on that one. Okay, it is going to download. Okay, all this stuff. Okay, Yeah, from beginning to ending, it's supposed to download, but it is not happening now. Okay, I need to work on that. Okay. Okay, then. Okay, and interview point of view, whatever the programs they are going to give, that programs also we are going to give here, and directly you can go to the editor and you can execute here. Okay, for example, this is the program. Okay, okay, here. Okay, the thing is like React development.js, this one, all this stuff is there already. Okay, this editor is there. Now here you can write your program. Write your program. It's a kind of online editor for React. Okay, here you can practice it. Got my point? Okay, just you can execute. Now see this, you can see the output here directly or not. This editor also you can use it. Got my point? Okay, here you can create, okay, your component. Just now we discussed it, right? Constant app equals to, okay, this one. Okay, just write the program. Okay, here just you can return some content. Return, okay, div, hello. Okay, close my div. Okay, now can I execute this one? Is there any issue? Constant app div, close my app. The name is like my app, right? Okay, you have to check it. Directly errors you may not get. Okay, now see this. Hello, you can get it or not. You have to check. If the output is not coming means, okay, that means there has some error is there. Okay, by seeing this code, you have to find the error. Okay, in the console anyway, you can get the error. Okay, by seeing this code itself, you have to get the error. You have to check the error. Got my point? Multiple times you can check the code. Then that time you can see. Okay, you can find it where exactly the error was. Got my point? Just use this one for practice purpose. Okay, I'm going to give like, okay, 30 to 40 programs. Okay, those programs directly you can execute in this editor. You can see the output, see the logic and everything, interview point of view, that kind of questions. Okay, same like that JavaScript also. JavaScript questions also we are going to give. Okay, that is our future plan. We'll see. Okay. Any questions, anyone? Any questions? No? Okay, practice, only 2 months. Okay, you can get easily job. Okay, thank you guys. Thanks for joining. Bye.